Welcome to the Lumenverse. Before we begin, are you listening to this while it's raining, or is it sunny where you are? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoy our stories, please remember to like and subscribe. Now, let's begin. The story begins with an ominous whisper in the darkness. There's an old neighborhood at the edge of town. A soft, husky voice murmurs, and on one street, there's a single house that people cross the road to avoid. You pause, a chill running down your spine at the mention of the eerie house. It's nothing special at first glance, a narrow two-story home, with pale curtains always firmly drawn tight. But the lights, they never go out. The voice continues, its tone growing more urgent. The storyteller's voice takes on an even more ominous tone, building up the suspense. Teenagers dared each other to knock once, the storyteller whispers. They said the air turned icy, before their fists even touched the door. The ones who actually knocked said they heard whispers behind the glass. A shiver crawls up your spine as you imagine hearing your own name spoken in an unfamiliar voice. But one brave man decides enough is enough. He marches up to the door and knocks 3 times. Your heart races as the storyteller continues the tale, describing the empty and creepy house. Dust covers every surface, yet every single lamp glows bright. When the man steps inside, a sudden, terrifying sound fills the air. The door slams shut, locking him within the nightmarish house. Outside, his friends bang on the door, shouting his name, but it won't open. The man's face is pressed against the window, fear etched into his every feature. Your heart sinks as the tale takes a horrifying turn, with every light in the house flicking off in an instant. Desperate, the friends break into the house, searching for the missing man, only to find nothing. No traces of him remain. Just the lamps, their warm glow eerily illuminating the space, as if time had never been disturbed. And to date, the house remains unchanged, a chilling reminder, forever bathed in the constant glow of its never-ending lamps. The story continues, a chilling description of a woman who wanders along a stretch of highway when the fog is thickest. The woman appears suddenly, an enigmatic figure dressed entirely in white, her head bowed so that her face remains hidden. Drivers passing by describe her strange behavior. She stands silently, never moving, not even breathing. But the moment they glance away, peering into their rearview mirror, she's no longer standing by the roadside. She's sitting in the backseat behind them, still as a statue. The chilling tale continues, recounting a terrified truck driver's experience encountering the pale woman. He slows down thinking she needs help, but as he passes her, she lifts her head, revealing a horrifying visage. Her mouth is stretched impossibly wide, her eyes hollow sockets. Filled with terror, the trucker floors the accelerator trying to escape. But as he checks his rearview mirror, he's faced with a nightmarish sight. The pale woman is now sitting upright in his truck's cab, her smile unnaturally wide, despite having no lips. The final chapter of the story recounts the horrifying aftermath of the truck driver's encounter with the pale woman. The truck is found the next morning, the engine still running, lights still illuminated, but no sign of the driver. Only the subtle mark of a presence in the passenger seat remains, an unsettling reminder of what transpired. A grim warning reverberates through the tale's conclusion. If you're driving on that haunted highway and spot a figure by the side of the road, resist the urge to scrutinize it. Don't slow down, and above all, never dare to glance in the rearview mirror. The tale continues, the setting shifts to a rundown roadside hotel, a place most travelers pass without much notice. Its dimly lit neon sign flickers intermittently, many of its letters missing, and the vacant parking lot only reinforces its desolate appearance. The clerk, with a subtle flicker of his gaze, hands over the key for room 6. The room, with its standard furnishings, initially seems ordinary, save for the faded wallpaper that peels at the corners. Yet upon closing the door, a profound transformation occurs. A heavy silence descends, feeling unnatural and oppressive. The unsettling account continues, with guests who have experienced the strange occurrences within room 6, recounting their harrowing encounters. From the faint, distant whispers that grow increasingly audible, as if originating just beyond the wall's surface, to chilling moments where their most secretive are whispered back to them in familiar tones. One particularly terrifying account describes a woman woken in the middle of the night, facing a living nightmare. The once static wallpaper peels away by itself, revealing an endless abyss behind. Dozens of ghastly, pale hands reach outwards, their ghostly clawing just millimeters from her terrified face. The harrowing account concludes with the woman's frantic escape from the horrifying room, Finding the clerk waiting in the lobby, she received a new key, this time for room 7. The clerk didn't inquire about her terrifying experience, merely handing over the key. Room 6 remains vacant and available, yet its guests never stay more than a single night. The room's very walls, constructed with purpose, seem to harbor an ominous secret. Some barriers are erected to keep unwanted things out, and others, it would seem, to retain the chilling occupants within. The eerie account continues, painting a chilling image of a family's collection of photographs, hidden within a shoebox. Each image appears ordinary, moments of joy and togetherness. Yet within every snapshot, a sinister mystery lurks, a tall, ominous figure that lurks in the background. The shadow consistently appears in various locations, perched at the doorway, lurking behind the curtains, or eerily pressed against the glass. The chilling tale continues, recounting how the family member's initial dismissal of the mysterious figure as a mere trick of light gave way to increasing concern. Over time, the shadow remained motionless while the family aged, until that fateful Christmas morning, captured in the final photograph. Within this last image, the shadow had finally made its ominous appearance directly behind the family matriarch, its chilling hand resting upon her shoulder. The final chilling chapter unfolds, revealing that the most sinister revelation occurred in the photos themselves. The last image captured with the mysterious figure revealed a disturbing change. The mother's face had become inexplicably blackened, the emulsion around her features burned away. With a sense of dread, the family confessed to having attempted to destroy the photos, only to find them reappear mysterious stacked neatly within the shoebox, their efforts of shredding, burning, or burying undone. And in each recurring photograph, the shadow creeps ever closer. The eerie tale continues with the chilling revelation about a seemingly perfect house rental at an oddly low price. A young couple excitedly moves in, charmed by the good deal. Yet beneath the house's surface, a hidden mystery awaits in the basement. A locked door that piques their curiosity. The landlord reassures them that it's merely for storage. But the couple's nights are disturbed by unsettling sounds. In the stillness of the night, they hear a soft, rhythmic dragging, akin to bare feet shuffling across concrete. The chilling story takes a turn for the macabre, as the couple's terrifying encounter with the mysterious girl unfolds. Her eerie stillness and wide, glassy eyes etched in their memory. They call the authorities. When the police arrive, they find not a trace of the young girl. No footprints, no traces, nothing but the lingering scent of damp earth and something rotting. The chilling account continues as the young couple's nightmare escalates. The rhythmic dragging they once only heard from the basement now echoes upstairs, an ominous presence inching closer. As the couple cowers in fear, the unsettling realization sinks in. Some doors are barred for a reason, guarding a sinister secret. Yet, despite the dangers that lurk beyond, the couple's curiosity propels them forward. They face the chilling consequences of their decision. For once a door is opened, there is no going back. The eerie tale veers towards the enigmatic, to an old Victorian home on the outskirts of town. The once majestic building now stands abandoned, its windows boarded up and paint peeling, leaving behind an air of decay. The townsfolk whisper about its grim history, dubbing it the collector's house. Rumor has it that no one lives there anymore after the previous owner mysteriously vanished. For the daring few who have braved a step inside, the chilling source of the house's fearsome reputation becomes all too clear. The story takes a ghoulish turn, revealing the chilling contents of the collector's house. The walls are lined with shelves stretching high, each brimming with an array of jars holding the macabre. The jars cradle a grim assortment, containing teeth, strands of hair tied, and cloudy water harboring lifeless eyes gazing out. In a sinister twist, the collection inexplicably grows. Despite the police trying to cleanse the house, the jars return, multiplying in number with more gruesome new additions in tow. The chilling tale delves deeper, with the neighbor's account painting a haunting image of a man silently silhouetted in the upstairs window. His stillness is uncanny, his lack of movement unsettling. Yet, if one gazes long enough, their gaze inadvertently drifts to the shelves behind him. The unsettling truth is uncovered. Not all collections consist of harmless trinkets like stamps or coins. Some collectors harbor a more sinister and disturbing fascination. The story shifts to a desolate stretch of highway, known for its eerie solitude, especially when darkness blankets the landscape past midnight. Drivers warn against traveling down the strip too late, for a chilling encounter awaits at the end. The haunting sequence unravels like clockwork. Headlights catch movement ahead, revealing a figure standing motionless in the road, initially mistaken for a human. Yet as the vehicle draws closer, a chilling realization dawns. It's no human at all. The chilling encounter intensifies as the unnerving figure emerges, its proportions unnaturally elongated, its limbs resembling slender twigs. The eerie stillness that initially defined it dissolves into a slow, purposeful pace as it glides alongside the car, its elongated fingers trailing along the glass, long nails scratching out a chilling rhythm. And if the driver dares to turn, truly looking, a terrifying visage materializes, its sockets devoid of conventional eyes, replaced by empty darkness. A grotesquely wide mouth filled with countless tiny needle-like teeth awaits. The chilling account continues, describing a grim outcome for many drivers who risk traversing the perilous road. Their vehicles are discovered abandoned, left at the end of the strip, with all signs pointing to a swift and unexpected departure. The engine still hums, headlights illuminating the darkness, and the door left tantalizingly ajar. But a common thread links these abandoned scenes. The driver's seat is consistently empty, an empty silence in an otherwise chaotic tableau. The sinister tale transitions to the supposedly sacred grounds of a hospital, a place known for nursing the sick back to health, yet also bearing witness to death's solemn dance. Hospital staff at St. Alora's Hospital, gathered in secretive whispers of break rooms, issue a chilling warning to newcomers. Room 9, seemingly ordinary by day, transforms into a realm of dread by night. No matter how meticulously the door is shut, the hinges inevitably creak in slow, deliberate movements, the door relentlessly opening once again. As the horrifying account unfolds, the tale delves further into the unsettling secrets of Room 9. Witnesses who have dared to step inside the room report a consistent sight: an elderly man, feeble and fair-skinned, buried under white sheets, his chest barely rising with slow, shallow breaths. If you venture close, the man's eyes slowly open, revealing a milky whiteness, yet they possess a keen sharpness that locks onto your gaze. With a soft, rasping voice, he poses the same chilling request every time. The chilling narration continues, revealing the fatal consequences of certain answers. Those who agreed to stay with the frail man experienced a grim outcome, found lifeless, almost seemingly drained of life, slumped against the bed. Those who declined the elderly man's request witnessed a horrifying transformation. His body, once frail and weak, underwent an unsettling metamorphosis, becoming unnaturally tall. His bones crackled and snapped like dry branches as he sat up, his towering frame surpassing all reasonable heights, and his shadow enveloping the entire room in a stifling darkness. The eerie tale takes a sharp turn towards a peculiar observation: the lack of a 12th floor in a certain hotel. The building's management may dismiss it as mere superstition, but some believe a different truth lurks beneath the surface. Guests who brave a stay on the 11th floor share uncanny tales. The elevator inexplicably halts between floors, the doors opening to a long corridor that shouldn't exist. The hallway is eerily reminiscent of the floors above, yet the atmosphere is different. The unnerving journey continues as those bold enough to step out are confronted with an unsettling sight. The hallway extends impossibly, defying the hotel's normal layout. The numbers on the doors diverge from the expected sequence, bearing labels that defy logic: 1201, 1202, and 1203. These all accounts should not exist. Despite the key cards refusing to grant access, the doors mysteriously yield open, almost an invitation, as if patiently awaiting their would-be visitors. The chilling story takes an unsettling turn, as the guests who dared to enter those mysterious rooms never check out, leaving behind only their neatly folded possessions. Hotel management, perhaps willfully or out of fear, staunchly denies the existence of a 12th floor. However, observant guests report a strange phenomenon. Alone, late at night, riding the elevator, they find themselves watching the panel intently. And just between the 11th and 13th floors, they notice the button for the non-existent 12th floor faintly glinting. Tauntingly, eerily, the tale shifts to a quaint apple orchard, once filled with laughter as families enjoyed seasonal fun. Sadly, the orchard eventually fell into disrepair, closed after inexplicable disappearances. Most haunting accounts in this place involve children. Late-night travelers claim to see small, pale figures walking amid the apple trees, their clothes tattered and damp, as though just emerging from the rain. Their heads hang low, hiding their faces, their hair clinging to their damp foreheads. The chilling account intensifies as a lone man narrowly escapes an encounter with the mysterious children. He drives, speeding frantically, only to glance in the rearview mirror and witness the children running after the vehicle, their bodies moving in unsettling, twisted ways. Their limbs bend in abnormal angles, and their arms swing erratically. With a mixture of adrenaline and horror, he presses on, only stopping once dawn breaks. However, upon reaching his destination, he discovers an eerie memento of his harrowing ordeal, a child's handprint burned into the bumper, haunting, relentless. The unsettling tale moves to a seemingly ordinary scene, basements and their inherent eeriness. Yet, a sinister twist emerges as a family uncovers a mysterious mirror. They have no recollection of ever purchasing or placing it in the basement. As they examine the mirror, they discover that its reflections are far from normal. The mirror's reflection lags and distorts reality, showing the reflection making movements slightly after the person. Worse yet, the mirror even seems to smile independently of their own actions. A subtle and unsettling divergence from reality. The unsettling tale continues, revealing the unsettling mirror's persistence. Despite attempts to cover or relocate it, the mirror always finds its way back to their basement. A horrifying development occurs. The family's daughter goes missing, only to be discovered standing still in front of the mirror. Her reflection, now a distorted version of herself, stands there, grinning unnervingly. The mirror image is no longer aligned with her movements. Instead, it grins back, its eyes unnaturally dark and wide. Then the reflection taps on the glass, as if begging to be let out. The chilling account intensifies as the tale delves into a horrifying conclusion. The girl, now possessed by the mirror's sinister entity, turns towards her parents with eerie, foreign eyes. Her voice becomes uncanny, echoing as if two voices speak simultaneously. The mirror mysteriously disappears, but the malevolent presence remains. New families who move into the house report hearing unsettling knocking sounds originating from beneath the floorboards. A sinister echo, as if something or someone trapped and desperate to escape, waits patiently, perhaps for another unsuspecting victim. The unsettling tale takes a turn for the eerie as the setting shifts to an isolated trail, once frequented by adventurous teenagers. As hikers venture deep into the woods, they find themselves enveloped by an ominous stillness. No bird song, no rustling leaves, just an unsettling silence. A chilling legend emerges, one of a voice deep within the woods, calling out in a soft, familiar tone, luring unsuspecting hikers closer. The voice beckons with words like, "This way," or "Come closer," mimicking the sounds of someone they trust. The unsettling story reaches a chilling climax as the voice begins to call out the hiker's name, mimicking a loved one's voice with uncanny accuracy. The girl's boyfriend, daring her to explore the woods alone, becomes increasingly worried when she doesn't return. The authorities eventually find her, standing still on the trail, barefoot and disheveled, her gaze fixed on the trees as if in a trance. As the harrowing story reaches its eerie conclusion, the girl, broken and traumatized, reveals a chilling revelation. The voice she had followed had imitated her mother's voice. When she finally reached the source, she was greeted not by a familiar face, but by something utterly horrific. Now, the girl's voice reportedly echoes through the woods on serene nights, a haunting echo that beckons unsuspecting hikers with a familiar call. The chilling lesson here is clear. Not every voice that beckons you is that of a loved one. The chilling tale continues with the haunting legend of a tall, gaunt figure that prowls the night. This ominous creature has a featureless face with a gaping, otherworldly mouth designed to steal teeth. Not just the innocent ones lost beneath pillows, but those still firmly rooted within one's mouth. The chilling account intensifies as the young victims find themselves paralyzed and experiencing a painful ache in their jaws. They awaken to discover loosened teeth or patches of blood on their pillow. In one particularly harrowing case, a boy claims to have witnessed the creature crouching at the foot of his bed, its long arms dangling below. When it smiled, its mouth revealed a mouth filled with an unsettling amount of teeth. A macabre and unnatural array that seemed to include both tiny broken ones and others far too large. The chilling tale reaches its macabre conclusion with the mysterious disappearance of the boy, leaving his blood-stained bed and a neat circle of teeth as the sole remnants of his presence. The town, haunted by the terrifying memory, has stopped sharing the legend. However, reports from local dentists paint a disturbing picture. Young patients arriving with mysterious injuries, as if someone has been forcibly attempting to extract their teeth, one by one. The chilling tale continues as the setting shifts to an old, graffiti-covered drainage tunnel near a decaying city. Teenagers often dare each other to venture into the tunnel, but the legends surrounding it terrify even the bravest among them. As one approaches the entrance, they can hear an eerie rhythmic noise, a sound that resembles breathing. Yet as one ventures deeper, they realize that it's not the wind they're hearing, but a slow, steady, unnervingly deep inhalation and exhalation, unlike anything human. The walls themselves are damp and warm, pulsating gently. The chilling tale reaches its harrowing conclusion, as the survivor of the terrifying encounter is left speechless, except for a chilling phrase he repeats incessantly. It swallowed them. The tunnel swallowed them whole. With the tunnel now sealed off with concrete, the city seeks to contain the horrifying secret. But if one were to press their ear against the barrier, they would still find the eerie sound of that slow, steady breathing lingering within, a constant and chilling reminder of the malevolent presence lurking within. In the haunting silence of the sealed passage, only the faint echo of breathing could be heard. The rhythmic whisper of air, inhaled and exhaled with an unnatural depth, bounced off the walls, creating a chilling chorus. As the darkness loomed, one could almost feel the warmth of the breathing, tickling the skin like a ghostly breeze. The secret hidden beneath the sealed concrete remained a terrifying mystery, an unholy secret that would remain buried, waiting for the unsuspecting to stumble upon it one day. Years passed, and the town carried on with the knowledge of the sealed terror beneath. As the city rebuilt and expanded, the ominous presence within the concrete was forgotten, but not completely. The sound of its breathing, its slow and steady rhythm, continued to linger. It was a constant reminder, a whisper in the dark, a warning to never let your guard down. And the shadows, they grew longer, darker, reaching out like grasping fingers, as if to beckon the curious to step closer, to discover the secrets of the tunnel. In hushed whispers and fearful tales, the rumor of a monstrous creature hidden beneath the concrete continued to circulate. Children would dare each other to go close to the sealed entrance, to press their ears against the cold stone, and listen to the breathing that echoed on the other side. But those brave or foolish enough to do so would find that the sound was not just a whisper, but a living, breathing creature, waiting, watching. As time passed, the city continued to grow and expand. With each construction project, each new building that went up, the secret beneath lay dormant, lying in wait. No one knew exactly what it was. Some believed it to be a creature born of urban legend, a nightmare given life. Others believed it was something worse, something old as the city itself. A creature that lived off the fear and desperation of those who inhabited the city. It was a living thing, trapped beneath a blanket of concrete, waiting for the opportunity to break free. The monster beneath the city was becoming more restless, its breathing more forceful, its whispers more desperate. Those who stood nearby swore that they could hear the creature scratching against the concrete, trying, clawing desperately to escape. But the barrier was thick, and the creature's efforts were in vain. For now, weeks later, the city government began to receive strange reports, children whispering about the creature beneath the concrete, claiming they could hear it speaking to them, calling out, luring them closer. The city dismissed the children's fears as the product of overactive imaginations, but the whispers continued, growing louder, more insistent. Soon, the reports weren't just coming from the children anymore. Adults claimed to be hearing the voices too. In their dreams, or in the quiet moments of the night, the whispers would call out to them, promising all sorts of things, whispering secrets that they shouldn't know. And the breathing became deeper, the scratching louder. The people of the city began to grow uneasy, their sleep disturbed by the whispers, their dreams haunted by the images of the creature beneath the concrete. The scratching became louder, more desperate, and the whispers changed. They were no longer just promises of secrets, but threats. Threats of violence, of pain, of things worse than death. And the breathing had taken on a new tone, more feral, more impatient. Panic gripped the city like a vice. People reported hearing the voices in broad daylight, even during meetings or while shopping at the nearby mall. The scratching of the creature became like a drumbeat, constant, rhythmic. The breathing grew raspy, harsh. The creature was trying to speak, trying to tell them something. The city was in chaos. People were locking their doors, boarding up their windows, desperate to block out the sounds, but to no avail. The whispers could be heard, no matter how many times you plugged your ears. The scratching followed them everywhere they went, and the breathing, it had become ragged as if the creature was laughing, taunting them, mocking them, savoring their fear. The police and government were at a loss, unable to explain the strange events. The whispers were everywhere, in every building, every street, every person's head. The scratching grew more frantic, and the breathing turned to ragged gasps, as if the creature was sighted. Thrilled by their fear, a few brave souls, or perhaps foolishly curious souls, approached the sealed passage, wanting to see if they could get a glimpse of the creature. The few people who dared to approach, with an even more sinister surprise, the whispers now turned into taunting, mocking voices, and the scratching became frenzied, as if the creature was trying to dig its way out. The breathing was now short, ragged gasps, as if it was laughing, enjoying the show of fear it was causing. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was the smell. The smell was like nothing they had ever smelled before. A mix of rot, decay, and something more, something sickly sweet. The smell was thick, a physical presence, and it seemed to cling to their clothes, their hair, their skin. They could taste it on their tongues, a foul metallic tang that made them want to retch. They could hear the whispers more clearly now, the words more distinct, more sinister. The scratching became more frenzied, as if the creature was trying to escape, trying to break free, to get to them, to touch them. The sound of the creature's breathing, ragged, eager, excited. This was what it had been waiting for. It wanted them to come closer, to let it out. And for some, the temptation was too great. Those who got closest could feel the creatures breathe against their skin, hot and humid, a sickening mix of rot and sweat and something worse. Some said the thing whispered in their minds, pleading, begging for release. Others claimed it was simply laughing, excited, eager for freedom, eager to get its hands on them. Some stepped even closer, and then closer again, until they were mere feet away from the concrete, close enough to feel the heat radiating off of it, close enough to touch it. They could hear the creature behind the wall, clawing, panting, pleading, begging.